Hey watch fans, how you all doing today? My name is Troy, I'm bold and I collect watches. And it's been a while since I've dropped a watch review, so let's not hang about. Because today I'm reviewing a watch from one of the oldest watchmaking brands out there. And granted, this brand has seen more owners than a second-hand car, but nevertheless, this brand, though may be seen by many as a fashion brand, is very deep-rooted in watchmaking history. Founded in 1892 by Robert and Charles Ingersoll, these brothers made it their mission to make watches affordable to all, and that's certainly something you and I can get on board with. This is a brand that made a dollar watch, and it's had collaborations with media and the armed forces, and that makes this brand a hard one to overlook in terms of sheer horological history. Many of their designs are extravagant, with multiple complications, and may be suited to some of you guys out there. But for me, some of their designs are just a little bit over the top, and it doesn't suit my watch collecting habits. Until I stumbled upon this, the Catalina. The Catalina can be purchased from many outlets online and in many designs. For example, if you're tired of this Tiffany trend and don't like what I have on wrist today, then don't worry. You can pick up a blue dial variant and even a skeleton dial variant, along with choices of two-tone bracelet or leather strap. But for review purposes, I'll be showcasing the Tiffany blue style. When shopping online or in store for this watch, you'll also come by two different prices for the same dial variant. And that is because you can pick this watch up in two case sizes, the limited edition 44.5mm or the 38mm that I have on hand here today. The retailer I purchased this from unfortunately no longer stocks it, and I did manage to snag this for £150 in their sale. But sales on this watch aren't uncommon, and it'll benefit you to shop around. I'll leave some links in the comments and in the description below for stockists of this watch. If you go direct through Ingersoll, you'll be spending in excess of £300 for this watch. For many, you'll be thinking that's far too expensive for an Ingersoll, and you would be right, because like I previously mentioned, this brand always seems to have something in the sale. Unfortunately for me, this devalues your brand a little bit, but it's not like we don't see this from other brands like Tissot and Seiko. So guys, please shop around and buy this at a price that suits you. £300 is a bit rich for me, and it wouldn't be my first choice of watch within this price bracket because basically I'm just too cheap. But even at its retail price, there aren't many integrated sport watches out there with an automatic movement. Granted, if we shopped on AliExpress, there is an abundance, but some of my viewers may prefer buying a watch with heritage and a brand with American roots. The case size advertised online is 38mm, but I measured mine in at 39.5mm, and that's a little misleading, so please bear that in mind. If we measure it including the crown, we're getting just under 42mm. The rest of the measurements are case thickness 12mm, lug to lug 43.2mm, and the bracelet thickness is 3.9mm. It wears really well because of the curve of this bracelet, and it fits really snug on my 7-inch wrist. It's hard to ignore where the influence of this design has come from. It screams, I want to be a Nautilus. A case shape so iconic that designer Gerald Genta reimagined it from his earlier work. The AP Royal Oak came first, then came the Nautilus. Though both are very different in design, you can tell one followed the other and one has been inspired by such an adventurous original design. So there is no crime in homaging and designing a watch based off of an icon. Many watch brands now follow each other in the design front, and most modern watch designers are inspired by such iconic watches of the past. But because the Catalina watch design is so close in resemblance to one of the big Swiss powerhouses, it may detract some of you. But as a community of hardworking, chilled out, I just want to buy a watch and not have to sell an organ to enjoy this hobby type of people that we are, we just enjoy timepieces. The Catalina case is brushed stainless steel and it has polished sides. The bezel is octagonal but very subtle. It still keeps a very circular appearance and not too aggressive. The bezel is brushed on the upper side but highly polished to its sides. The case also benefits from drilled lugs, but I really can't see any point of that because strap changes won't be easy. I really love these substantial crown guards. They are big and substantial, and they're also polished. We then have our crown, which is unfortunately unsigned, but it is thick, grippy, and the knurling allows for easy time and date changes. And because of its size, it's also very easy to wind. Finishing off the case design, we have a display case back showcasing the movement. It's a screw down case back with all our relevant markings. So we have the model number, stainless steel, and water resistant. Unfortunately, though, the crystal is mineral crystal, and so is the watch face's crystal. This is a little bit disappointing, especially when asking in excess of £300 for this watch. On the Ingersoll website, they do state that it's a scratch resistant mineral crystal. No explanation into how they've achieved this, maybe with a coating. I'm not sure, but still, like I said, I'm a little bit disappointed. But we do have a Seiko movement inside, guys, the NH35A. It's a real shame that Ingersoll don't seem to mention this on their website, and it's pretty difficult to find out what movement is in this watch solely online. But it is great news on that front, so we know we're going to get a good level of reliability. Again, though, £300 plus for this watch, some of you might feel is a bit tad too much when you're comparing it against some of their cheaper counterparts that have this movement. Moving on to the dial in the hands, it really is the star of the show. That iconic and so recognizable turquoise dial just pops. Again, lending into the Nautilus language, it's textured, but instead of completely ripping off their design, Ingersoll have decided to go with these elongated rectangles. It almost resembles a brick wall. There is a good level of depth to the texture, and I think it works really well with this color choice. All the text is black and it's printed onto the dial, with the Ingersoll at the 12 and the word automatic at 6. It's clean, crisp, and minimal. I really like the font Ingersoll have used for their logo. I also like the choice of font for the word automatic. There is a black printed minute track around the outside, and the use of black doesn't stop there. The date window is framed in black, as are the indices and hands, and at 3 o'clock we have a mini indice which helps with the continuity and flow of the rest of them. I like the Lollipop second hand, again finished in black, to help with this uniform design. Maybe, and just maybe, we could have seen the inclusion of the Ingersoll inception date. I feel it would have added a little bit more legitimacy to this watch. If we take a look at the loom, there is loom to the hands and the indices. It isn't great, but it's passable for the style of this watch. The bracelet is just a direct homage to the Patek Phillipe Nautilus, and I can't even justify this decision. Obviously, to homage the watch more closely, it was a smart decision, but maybe when it came to this, maybe some innovation could have been implemented. All the same, though, the bracelet has been made to a very high standard. Resizing was easy with push pins. Removing 3 of the links made it the perfect fit for my 7-inch wrist. The center part of the link is polished and the rest of the bracelet is brushed. Again, like the case, the bracelet is made of stainless steel. The curvature of this bracelet makes this a dream to wear, and it's really comfortable. The clasp is a push button butterfly clasp. Again, this is made well and solid with polished finishing. Because of this type of clasp and no micro adjustment options, getting a perfect fit may be difficult, but I'm happy with how it fits my wrist. So it's now time to tell you what I rate and what I hate. But before I do, if you could take a few seconds to like and subscribe to support the channel, that'll mean the world to me. So what do I hate? Well, not a lot really. The lack of sapphire was obviously disappointing, especially when you're paying north of £300 for a watch. And maybe we could have been given 100 meters water resistance instead of only 50 meters. But what do I rate? Well, there is plenty. For an integrated sports watch with a reliable movement from a long established brand for the price, there are a lot of boxes ticked. And talking of boxes, the unboxing experience was a pleasant one, where within the cardboard box, we had the watch box, and then the watch comes in this brown leather watch travel box, and it's placed ever so nicely on this brown pillow. And inside, we had our warranty card. I mean, these little touches, they just add a little extra to your watch unboxing experience. The finishing on the dial is next level. The choice of colors and the texture is win-win for me. And for the fitting, this honestly fits like a glove, and I love how it looks on the wrist. But the best part is, Ingersoll also back up their watches with a lifetime warranty. This is amazing and something you will not get from the other brands and competitors in this price bracket. If you're a savvy shopper, you can pick this one up in the sales. I have found retailers online for Europe, but for my non European viewers, I'm not sure if this is available to you guys in your domestic markets, which is a shame. So if you do find a stockist, let me know in the comments and share it with other viewers. Anyway, that's all for me for today. I'll see you in another video. And remember, guys, I'm an enthusiast and not an expert. And I'll see you soon.